Imagine holding your newborn in your arms, the baby you carried, nursed, and sacrificed everything for. Now fast forward 2 years, and that same child screams in your face, "I don't love you. Go away." That's the reality one mother lived every single day, until she found a way to flip the script in the most unexpected revenge you'll ever hear. If you've ever been underestimated, ignored, or disrespected when you gave your whole heart, this story is going to hit home. Stick with me to the end, because the revenge payoff, oh, it's sweeter than you'd think. And hey, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive in. The story begins with a small family living abroad. No grandparents, no cousins, no safety net. Just 3 people under one roof. Dad, mom, and their 2-year-old son. Let's call him G. From the outside, they looked like the perfect little family. Both parents worked from home. Both were there for every milestone. First crawl, first step, first word. Mom, especially, poured her soul into motherhood. She took a full year off work, breastfed every night, sacrificed sleep, comfort, and even her career momentum. But then, something started happening that no mother ever wants to imagine. At first, it looked harmless. Just a toddler preferring dad for playtime. Cute, right? But it escalated fast. When G scraped his knee, he ran past mom's open arms, sobbing straight to dad. If dad wasn't home, he wouldn't even let mom comfort him. He'd rather cry alone under a table than let her near. When dad brought G home from kindergarten, instead of running into mom's arms, G would scream, "Go away." He'd thrash, kick, and cry until she left the room. And the worst part? When they gently asked him why, G's tiny voice cut deeper than any knife. "I don't love mommy. I don't like her." Conflict escalation. Now pause for a second. Imagine being that mom. You gave life to this child. You've been his safe haven since day one. And suddenly, you're the villain in his world. The mother started breaking down. Nights alone, crying silently so G wouldn't hear. She questioned everything. Did I fail him somehow? Did I do something wrong? Why doesn't my own child want me? And every time they sought professional help, the response was infuriating. "Oh, it's just a phase. Don't worry. Kids do that sometimes." But no, this wasn't a phase. This was a nightmare repeating itself every single day. The dad could see it too. At first, he brushed it off. But as the weeks turned into months, he started resenting the situation. He resented G for hurting his wife. And he resented the so-called experts who downplayed her pain. Because while G's words were cruel, the real antagonist in this story wasn't the child. It was the system that dismissed the mother's suffering. The psychologists who minimized it. The neighbors who said, "Oh, he's just a daddy's boy. Don't overthink." The invisible chorus telling her she was crazy for feeling broken. And that's when this mom decided. If no one was going to give her validation, she'd carve out her own justice. The breaking point came one night during bedtime. G still breastfed, and that was the only time he wanted his mom. The only moment of closeness left. But even then, right after nursing, he turned his face away. No kisses, no cuddle, just rejection. That night, as G fell asleep in her arms, Mom whispered to herself, "You don't have to love me now, but one day you'll see who really stood by you." And that became her silent vow. Instead of collapsing under rejection, she shifted. She stopped chasing his affection. No more begging for hugs. No more pleading for mommy time. She decided to make herself unshakable. If the world was blind to her pain, fine. She would channel that pain into strength. Revenge planning and execution. And here's where the revenge begins. Not the Hollywood style, not slamming doors or punishing a toddler, but something far more devastating and lasting. She started rebuilding herself. While Dad handled the tantrums, she carved out moments where she shined. Instead of forcing connection, she quietly made herself unforgettable. Cooking G's favorite meals, learning his favorite games, being the one who knew exactly where his toy car was when it went missing. And every time he screamed, "Go away," she didn't argue. She walked away calmly, leaving a void that even a toddler couldn't ignore. Because here's the thing, children test boundaries. They push away to see who comes back. And this mom? She didn't crumble. She became the steady mountain in the background. Always there, even when uninvited. The experts had said, it's just a phase. Well, she was about to prove them right, but on her terms. Climax. The revenge payoff. One ordinary afternoon, the shift happened. Dad came home from errands. G ran to greet him, as usual. But then he turned back, looked at Mom. For the first time in months, he didn't scream. Instead, he whispered, almost shyly, "Mommy, hug." The dad froze. Mom froze. After months of rejection, months of heartbreak, that single word was like lightning through her veins. She hugged him, softly, cautiously, afraid to break the moment. And instead of pushing her away, G buried his face in her shoulder. That was the start. From then on, the cracks in the wall widened. One hug turned into two, a bedtime kiss, holding her hand on the walk to kindergarten. And slowly, painfully, but surely, this little boy's love returned. The sweetest revenge? It wasn't about proving the experts wrong. It wasn't about punishing her son. It was this. The same child who screamed, "Go away," eventually ran into her arms, because deep down, he realized she never really left. Sometimes revenge isn't fire for fire. Sometimes the best revenge is patience, quiet strength that outlasts doubt, rejection, and even heartbreak. This mother didn't win with anger. She won by standing unshakable until the love she deserved came back to her. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button right now. And tell me in the comments, what's the most powerful form of revenge you've ever seen? Was it loud and explosive, or silent and undeniable like this one? Make sure to subscribe because the next story is even wilder